You are 22 years old. You just landed in Adelaide. Quiet, green, and nothing like the chaos you left behind. Two suitcases, a laptop with more browser tabs open than RAM can handle, and a slightly delayed adulthood you finally decided to catch up on. In 3 days, you walk into one of Australia's research powerhouses in artificial intelligence. And in 4 years, if you push through it, you walk out with a Bachelor of Computer Science with honors, majoring in AI and machine learning. Not a generic IT degree, a research-grade qualification with your own thesis attached to it. Here's what nobody tells you before you land. This is not a coding boot camp. This is not just a CS degree. This is 4 years of being trained to build the systems that everyone else is scared of and obsessed with at the same time. And somewhere in those 4 years, you will argue with a chatbot at 2 a.m. and lose. Let's walk through it. Your new academic home is Mawson Lakes campus, Adelaide's dedicated tech hub, with a second base at the Adelaide City campus for some of your later years. The computer science building here is new, not renovated new, actually new. Floor 4 opened its labs in 2025. Fresh PCs, whiteboards everywhere, VR demo spaces, group rooms built for the exact kind of project work you're about to spend 4 years doing. Orientation week is a blur. International student briefings, course advisors, people from 40 different countries trying to find the right lecture hall at the same time, and at least 3 people asking you for directions purely because you're walking fast and look like you know something. You're not just enrolling in a degree. You're entering a 192-unit program spread across 32 courses over 4 years. That's the entire roadmap, locked in from day 1. By day 3, your timetable lands in your inbox. Programming, math, statistics, systems. Your social life, briefly, flashes before your eyes. And somewhere in there, a quiet realization. This degree does not waste a single semester getting you ready for AI. It throws you at the foundations immediately. Here's something that surprises a lot of new students. You do not touch real AI on day 1, and that's deliberate. In years 1 and 2, you're laying the engine underneath everything else. Comp 1002 teaches you programming logic from scratch. Comp 1005 moves you into object-oriented design. Comp 2017 puts you face-to-face with data structures and algorithms, trees, graphs, hashing, the stuff every serious software engineer needs cold. Alongside that, math and stats are not optional extras here. Mathematics for machine learning and probability and statistics exist for one reason. AI is mathematics wearing a hoodie. You cannot understand a neural network without understanding the linear algebra running underneath it. Adelaide makes sure you get there before you ever touch a model. And yes, somewhere in here, you will quietly Google what even is a vector at 1 a.m. We've all been there. By second semester of year 2, 2 courses change everything. Artificial intelligence introduces search, logic, and knowledge representation. Machine learning hands you your first real algorithms: regression, classification, unsupervised learning. This is the moment the degree stops feeling like computer science and starts feeling like the reason you actually came here. Let's step away from the lecture halls for a second, because Adelaide, the city, is quietly one of the most underrated student cities in Australia. It's smaller than Sydney or Melbourne, and that's the point. Living costs here run roughly 350 to 700 Australian dollars a week, and Adelaide sits around 13% cheaper than Melbourne and 16% cheaper than Sydney. For an international student doing the currency math at home, that difference is real money every single week. The city has parks, a walkable center, a growing tech and innovation scene at Lot 14, right next to where some of your future labs will be, and a calm pace that actually lets you study without burning out by week 6. No traffic horns at 2 a.m. Your nervous system will thank you. You're not invisible here either. The university runs dedicated support for international students: visas, health cover, day-to-day questions because Adelaide has built an entire ecosystem around making sure you don't have to figure this out alone. When the algorithms in your head stop making sense, the city is right there to remind you why you came. Now, here's the part every Adelaide AI student ends up talking about. Year 3 is where the major stops being introductory and starts being real. Neural networks and deep learning puts you inside the architectures actually running today's AI systems. Advanced artificial intelligence pushes into natural language processing, planning, and the messier real-world side of AI research. High-performance computing and cloud and concurrent programming teach you how AI actually scales. Because a model that works on your laptop and a model that works on millions of users are two very different engineering problems. This is also when work-integrated learning kicks in. 12 to 24 units of internships or intensive industry projects working on systems with real stakes, not toy datasets. Then comes year 4, the honors year. This isn't a bonus add-on. This is the entire point of choosing honors in the first place. You spend the year on a full research thesis, one-on-one, supervised by faculty, often tied into Adelaide's Industrial AI Research Centre or the world-renowned Australian Institute for Machine Learning, which collaborates directly with CSIRO. You're not learning about AI anymore. You're producing it. Somewhere, your future self is filing this thesis under things I'll explain badly at family functions for the next 10 years. And at the end, you don't just graduate, you get classified. First class, second class, or third class honors, based on the caliber of the research you actually did. Let's talk about the number people skip past too quickly. For international students, 2026 tuition runs at approximately 53,300 Australian dollars per year. Across 4 years, factor in living costs of $18,000 to $36,000 annually, and you're looking at a meaningful, real investment. No sugarcoating that, but look at what it buys. Glassdoor data puts average AI engineer salaries in Australia around 120,000 Australian dollars, ranging from 90 to 140,000. Industry recruiters cite averages closer to 140,000, with entry-level roles starting around 125,000 and senior roles pushing past 160,000. And that's before you factor in Sydney or Melbourne premiums, where many graduates land their first roles. This degree is also provisionally accredited by the Australian Computer Society, the professional body that ICT employers actually check for. That's not a small detail. That's your degree being recognized the moment you walk into an interview. Call your parents. Show them this part. When you finish, when you walk across that stage, holding your Bachelor of Computer Science with honors, major in AI and machine learning, you're not holding a generic tech degree. You're holding a CS-aligned, research-validated proof that you can design intelligent systems, not just use them, across healthcare, finance, defense, and the booming AI startup world. Some Adelaide alumni have gone on to roles at companies like Commonwealth Bank and Atlassian. Others continue straight into a master's, an MPhil, or a PhD, many staying right there at Adelaide, working alongside the same researchers who taught them. The honors thesis you wrote in year 4 isn't just a university requirement. It's the first research paper on your CV. So, is it worth it? 4 years of math you didn't expect. A thesis that will test you more than any exam ever has. A real investment of money and time. And at least one all-nighter debugging a neural network that simply refuses to converge while you negotiate with it like it's a stubborn relative at a wedding. Here's what the data says. A CS-accredited, world-class research backing from the Australian Institute for Machine Learning. Average AI salaries above 6 figures. A city that's cheaper, calmer, and still gives you a genuine tech ecosystem at Lot 14. And a degree that doesn't just teach you to use AI, it teaches you to build it. The University of Adelaide doesn't promise you an easy 4 years. It promises you something better. It promises you a seat at the table, building the technology that's reshaping everything.